Voila, I am here. It's been one of those weeks, folks. Things a bit glitchy, but we're going to power through. We're going to soldier on. Tonight, we're taking an adventure into a fantasy world. Many of you may be remembering this one. If you haven't, well, we'll be going through it pretty thoroughly. And we'll be focusing on the music, the score by Trevor Jones, who we'll be learning a little bit about. It looks like overall this will be about 2 weeks. Now, The Dark Crystal, which we are covering tonight, is a movie that's not super long, but the composer, Trevor Jones, composed scores for a number of great films. And I feel he's a little bit underrated overall, and deserves a little more attention. So I've read up on him this week, and I want to share some more of his music, some great moments from some great scores out there. So that's why it'll be about 2 weeks. We'll start the film tonight, cover Trevor Jones, and then we'll finish the film next week. But in any case, this film is pretty deep as well. Many of you will know that Jim Henson and Frank Oz were the leaders in its creation, and they're legendary in their work with puppets and all sorts of rigs for creating characters and so forth. And this one has a deep story to it. It's kind of has a children's vibe to it, but you can look within the telling of this story and find some pretty deep stuff philosophically. So we like that here on Earworms. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to go into my stealth mode here. If I click on the right button, there we go. And I'm going to introduce my panelists tonight. My partner in life, as well as in Earworms, Psyche Opera, also known by her real name as Liza Sahido. Hello.
Hello.
So how are you this fine evening?
I am fine. I am fine. Mike and I were just chatting backstage about some music stuff, and I thought I'd share this last point I was making
Well,
with the audience.
yeah. Well, why don't you share all points that you're making with the audience? And Mike, we should get him up on screen, and then you'll have the floor.
Okay, let's do it.
Welcome to somebody who just joined the 100 Club. 104 subscribers, up 6 from last week, Mr. Mike Gorley.
Finally.
Now, just before I bring Mike up on screen here, I just want to say, unfortunately, Jay Goodwin is not able to be with us this evening. Just some real world stuff he says he needs to handle. And so,
hey, Adam Gray's here.
We'll hopefully be seeing Jay soon in the future again. But real world, man, can get heavy on you at times. But in our fantasy world, we are welcoming Mike Gorley. Hi, Mike.
Well, hello. Good evening, all.
So you've just passed 100. Now you're up at 104 subscribers. For those that don't know, it's a long haul for musicians, especially when you do like Native American flute and dutar and all these exotic instruments. People love them and stuff, but unless they are searching for you, things don't come up. The algorithm on YouTube is not great for just music alone. So we congratulate Mike on getting there, and hopefully we can keep growing his audience because his music is beautiful and wonderful, and I look forward to every release. Usually, like around 2 per week.
Yeah. One just came out today, in fact. And a friend of mine said he's been enjoying a lot of the new music. So hopefully that means I'm growing as an artist. That's always kind of nice to hear. So
Oh yeah, I mean, definitely as you keep going. Now you have a musical background, but as far as YouTubing music, definitely as you've been going, I've been hearing and seeing from your videos that yeah, you really are catching your stride now. So I think the future looks good. But
I
anyway,
hope so. Thank you.
Liza does have something to say, and this will be useful
Yes.
for other artists out there. So remember,
Yeah.
this is in front of our audience that did not hear you speaking in the green room. So start from the beginning.
Well, I was chatting with Mike backstage and thought that I should bring this on the stream because it'll be useful to any other musicians who are looking to make a side living on YouTube. Now, it may seem like a silly thing to try to reach YouTube first tier monetization, but once you get there, ad revenue isn't the only side income you can make. You can also make royalties from covers that you perform on YouTube, but you kind of need a sync license to do this. Now, to get a sync license in the traditional sense in the real world is nearly impossible for a small artist who doesn't have a label. But there is a backdoor way of getting sync licenses and getting them for free specifically for YouTube. And there's an organization called wearethehits.com. You can sign up, make an account there for free. And you upload your cover videos to their system. They scan them, they do whatever they need to do with the video, add it to their catalog, and then they send you a message and say, okay, now you can upload that video to your channel. They will claim the copyright on your video. And once you reach first tier monetization, meaning 1,000 subs and 4,000
Oh, hold on.
watch hours.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I think the first tier is actually, was it 500 subs and
Oh,
3,000 watch hours?
what I mean by first tier is the
Top
primary
tier. Oh,
top
okay.
tier.
All right. All right.
That's
All right.
what I mean. I meant top tier
Okay.
monetization. Once you reach that coveted top tier monetization, you can also earn royalties. You get royalty payouts from We Are the Hits because what they do is distribute the royalties to all the parties concerned, including you, who created the cover. And so ad revenue isn't the only thing to shoot for when you're on YouTube. There's also royalties through We Are the Hits. And again, that is a free organization. And I know this sounds like an ad for We Are the Hits. I am no way affiliated with them except for the fact that I use them to post my covers because even though I am not I haven't reached top tier monetization, have posting covers through them protects your YouTube channel. So they claim the copyright, you don't get any royalties from it, but at least your channel is protected. So it's also a way to build up your channel while you're working towards that top tier monetization. So just an FYI for anyone who's interested. And again, I am not affiliated or being paid by those people in any way. I just thought it would be useful information. And Mike, you're an incredible guitarist. And what was that artist? You imitate an artist so well.
Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan.
So this is all covers that you're talking about.
Yes, covers. You should definitely, Mike, produce some Bob Dylan covers for YouTube and I'm telling you, sir, that would be covers are a great way to grow your audience on YouTube, and once they get to know you, they'll look into your original music. And so, yeah, Bob Dylan, I would love to see that.
So
So,
when you say they have the copyright on your YouTube, does that include your music or the covers?
no, 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 just the covers.
Oh, okay.
They do nothing with the. So you have to get sort of each video that you produce, each cover that you produce licensed separately. So you upload each cover separately to their system, and
Hmm.
then they send you an email. Okay, now that particular video is ready to upload onto YouTube. And so, yeah, but they don't touch anything else on your channel.
Oh, okay. All right,
Yeah.
I'll look into it.
Yep.
But I'm a
Yep.
long way from 1,000.
Well,
Well, it's
it's
just
just
another 900 to go. That's all.
well, it's
Definitely.
something to work towards, and
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, my understanding is the next plateau is 500. So
Yeah, and that is the next plateau, but there you could do super chats and super things and all that. So you'll have to start doing some live streaming on your channel too.
yeah, I
Um,
guess. Yeah.
yeah, we will be keeping you folks updated on our musical journeys as we go. We are still going to be touching on some great film scores and pieces of great films, but we are going to be including more and more music in what we do as we go forward, especially in the new year. Um,
good.
but what we, I think
And
what we
more
should,
guests. We'll
yeah,
have some more. We'll have some more musical guests for y'all.
yes,
Yes.
yes. Oh, Alex Petty agreed. So I'm going to follow up with him, see if we can get a date.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, gonna have Alex on.
Yeah.
Yay!
Super nice, super
Yeah, I
nice.
just got to set a date with him, but we are definitely finishing Dark Crystal next week. And
We may have
speaking
to
of
figure out how
which,
to do some collaborations online. I know he was wanting to do a collaboration. I don't know how easy that will be to do, but
I
oh
have to
yeah,
figure out the technology
very
on
risky,
that. Yeah.
folks.
Yeah. Well,
well,
if we were to do like psychedelic experimental stuff, it doesn't matter if it syncs up.
oh
That
yeah.
would be
Well, I
cool.
mean, I could record something interesting and hand it to you, Mike, and say, okay, do something with it.
That's a possibility too.
Yeah, and you could do the same with me. Um, or I could remix one of your things, put a dance beat under it. Um,
No disco, man.
Yeah.
All right. So I think since we are talking music, I think we're going to start with Trevor Jones because I know that a lot of our audience also are, film buffs and stuff. And so this time we won't just be talking music with him, although we're going to hear some music. But as a film composer, he has some great stuff that we can hear and talk about. So I am going to take Universal here. I'm going to hide it because I was going to start with the film and then do him in the middle. But why don't we start with Trevor Jones here? Since we are on the roll about music. Now, a couple weeks ago when we were doing Lady Hawk, which was not the best example of film scoring, I don't think. I had some good moments, but it had a lot of, as we discovered, really kind of strange things that sound like it would have come right out of like a early 80s cop chase movie or something.
Wait, Trevor Jones was also Lady Hawk?
No, no. No,
Oh.
I was unfolding a very long sentence there. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay.
And I guess I got lost. But no, the point is when we were covering that, you mentioned the Dark Crystal, and our chat was like, "Yeah, let's do that." And I was like, I don't know. The music, wasn't it just like stock music or something? And then you looked it up, found it was Trevor Jones. And I've been listening to him this whole week, and he has some great scores that he did, and a lot of great films and stuff too. So he was one of those names you don't hear, especially when you have like John Williams, Danny Elfman, and Hans Zimmer. These names that
Right.
that are really almost like household names. But you don't hear like Trevor Jones, even though he's done some great films. So let's look here a little bit. This is not going to be a class, so this is the only page with bullet points, and it's just a few, just to get a little bit of background. But he was born in Cape Town, South Africa, and it gave a little background of his early life that I read, and they were humble beginnings. Definitely not part of, shall we say, uh, the white upper class. They were kind of struggling there to start, and at age 10, he he wanted to be a film composer from that early on, and some of his influences were Richard Wagner and what else do we have there? Carl Orff, and we're going to be hearing some things where you could hear echoes of these composers
Oh,
in his work.
definitely Orff. Yes.
And what do we have here? He did most of his working life out of the UK. I guess South Africa is not, somewhere you want to stay long unless you're really prepared to dig in because of all the history there. And it's unfortunate for people of all races there, the history and the conditions they find themselves in now. People that were born well after that history started, But in any case, he primarily is a film composer, although he has done some work in songwriting, and especially with one of the films that will be coming up shortly here and our look at his film work, Labyrinth. He did work with David Bowie on some of the pop tunes that came out of that film, in addition to the score. And
Haven't
let's
seen
see.
Labyrinth.
Well, we will. We will. He worked with electronic music instruments and some pop music instruments as well as orchestra. And he had different phases where some things kind of changed in his writing and also what he was asked to do. And there's some interesting stories there. Let's go here to the next screen where we could see like a couple of film posters of things he's worked on. There we have Labyrinth. I didn't put Dark Crystal in since we're covering that. That's fairly obvious. But yeah, Labyrinth. Oh, I forget if it was
Oh, he
86
did
or 87.
Excalibur.
Yes,
Oh,
he did Excalibur. In fact, that was pretty early on. I think he only did one film before that. It wasn't a big one. That was the Excalibur was the first, I guess, kind of big film. Although Excalibur did not have a big budget, and that's how he got his opportunity. They really didn't have a lot of money to pay a composer of great renown. So this was like an early opportunity for him. But yeah, that's a great film. Both of these are films that when we do some films some weeks are things that we might want to do. Labyrinth, incidentally, also had, Jim Henson involved with that because of a lot of great puppet work there and construction of, I don't know, would you be able to call some of them puppets? I guess they still call it puppeteering, but it's like a lot of times it's like multiple people inside this large thing making it function.
well, that happens in Dark Crystal too.
And Jabba the Hutt.
Yes.
Yes. So anyway, let's move on here. Last of the Mohicans. Now, the interesting story here, he did the score for this, and Michael Mann, who directed the film, first wanted him to do an electronic score. And he did, but Mann changed his mind. And there wasn't a lot of time left before they had to have things finished. And so, unfortunately, Mann did not give him a lot of time to, or enough time, shall we say, to, most film composers have to work really quick and burn the midnight oil, but this was almost too much. He then had to readapt some of what he did for orchestra. And, an orchestra, even if you have Finale or Sibelius, computer software to print out parts for you, I mean, it takes a lot of time to write
Oh,
a
yeah.
film score. And so they needed to call in another guy, another composer named Randy Edelman to come in and help finish it off. So since there really were technically two composers involved, it wasn't something where it was eligible for Academy Awards or Golden Globes or anything like that. Although in his career, Jones did get a couple nominations for both. What does Adam have to say there? He's a movie buff.
Adam says Runaway Train is kind of underrated.
Yeah, that's coming up. I have that here too. That
Yeah, I haven't. He's the movie buff. The only one I've seen is The Last of the Mohicans, and I cannot imagine that movie with electronic music.
Yeah.
So I think it was a wise thing. I was trying to picture that.
We're gonna
it's
hear
a great movie.
We're gonna hear some of what Jones did with it. The Edelman stuff, I believe, and I can't confirm this, but I was listening to the soundtrack last night. There are some portions of the soundtrack where it was kind of like synthesized orchestra or sampled orchestra. And back at that time, I think it was like 95, 96, this movie came out. That was no small feat because that was pretty early for really good sounding orchestra being done with a computer-based production.
Lawrence, Adam is having difficulty hearing you. Can you bring up your volume a little?
Okay. Is that better? We shall see. I just moved the mic a little closer.
What say you, Adam?
Okay,
I heard it increase a little.
Okay, good. So anyway, but I listened to the soundtrack last night, and yeah, some of it was not real orchestra, and some of it was real orchestra, and so it looks like they had to rush that, and that's kind of unfortunate because a lot of the themes and ideas were great. Another thing we'll hear when we listen to some music is that Jones was really good with working with European folk instruments and instruments from history. Like if you remember the crumhorn in our Monty Python and the Quest for the Holy Grail of Medieval Musical Instruments, the crumhorn was mentioned. He actually had a crumhorn here in the Dark Crystal score because there's some moments like with the pod people when they have a little celebration. That's his scoring there and instruments that he wrote for that were from medieval history and everything.
Was that nasally sounding horn?
Yeah. Well, okay. It's a double reed, but it really kind of blasts out, kind of like the. It's a little smoother than the bombard that I have, which is.
That is a horrible thing. Yeah. The bombard.
Yeah.
It sounds like the name tells you what it does. But so loud, approaching 140 decibels, you can get tinnitus playing that piece of what.
Okay.
Oh my God. Oh.
So anyway, yeah. What do we have on the right side there? Runaway Train.
Anyone want a bombard? We'll give it to you.
No, I have to find it.
Mike,
G.I. Jane.
You collect instruments, Mike.
Yes.
Well, Mike will take it, mister.
You didn't sell it.
No, anyway. I did not sell it. Nobody would buy that.
In what I was reading, basically, G.I. Jane, the only mention there was, this is his opportunity to work with Ridley Scott. But it also kind of like, at that time, that's the way he was working, it had a little bit more electronics, not just pure orchestra in it. So there was a time period where he did that. Arachnophobia, I put there because I actually did see it. I'm not saying that the score really stands out all that much or that the movie itself is awesome. Well, we have the DVD. But John Goodman's in it. He plays an exterminator. Jeff Daniels plays the lead role there. But anyway, some other ones here. In the Name of the Father. And that one I remember seeing once and I thought it was good, but I just I need to see it again because my memory is just fading on it. Mississippi Burning, I listened to some of the score for that last night and it's like, oh wow. is really interesting score, especially for that time, and kind of integrating pop music instruments and stuff, a little bit of orchestra and some electronics. It's a real combination, but they all work together well, I think, in that score. But that's one that I think he was nominated. I don't remember if it was the Golden Globe or the Academy Award in that one, but um, he's had his nominations. So anyway, there's just a few to show you there. We're going to switch on over. I'm going to call up some music here so we can hear, because we are the earworms and we like to hear stuff. Let's see. What should we start with? Which one of these? I think we're going to start with Mississippi Burning, since that was just on screen there. I have the bookmark, and I am going to call up the screen. Now, Liza, as you see, I have changed the screen layout so we do have room for all the chats to come up.
Okay.
And so whenever you want to share a chat, you can feel free to leave it up a little longer, because it's not going to be covering up anything.
Okay, I shall.
That way our audience has a place on the screen. They have their
Yeah.
own zone.
You
All right,
guys
there we
have a
go. That
zone,
should be
so
my
send in
webpage.
those
So
chats.
everybody, are you seeing my YouTube music screen?
Yes.
I see my hosts are not paying attention. Are you guys?
No, I said yes.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
You are not
Oh,
listening.
no, it's that thing again. When I'm
Oh.
in this, I did hear you now. It's weird, but sometimes when I share media, I don't hear Liza, and that's
I'm not as good at Liza as being in the chat thing and being in this. I
Oh,
I
I'm
got to
trying
pick
to
one or the
keep
other.
up. Yeah, I can't. I no, Mike. I have the same issue actually.
Well,
So
you do much better at it.
So here's a little Mississippi Burning. This,
Uh-oh. What is it? I don't know. These jokers playing at?
Oh, they ain't playing, you better believe it.
since this seems to be like sections from the film itself, I'm going to keep skipping ahead so we can hear some of the different themes.
Where does it come from? All this hatred.
I hate to skip ahead because that is beautiful there, but I do want to make sure that our audience gets to hear a number of things. But definitely, it's a soundtrack to check out. As you see here, I'm on YouTube Music, hearing it for free without ads.
I guess they never left Mississippi.
Hold on. Here we go. Okay, definitely one to check out when you have time and just want to listen through to it. And I did last night. It's um, when you are able to just take the time and listen, it is kind of like gripping. I don't believe I've ever seen the film. It might be one to check out. Let's see here. G.I. Jane soundtrack. Well, I think we're going to play this just to show a little bit of his versatility. Like guitar, drums.
There we go.
Okay, I'll pause it there. But yeah, so there it's orchestra and rock band together in one. Not everyone can do that.
Very true. Not every
That is true.
composer can do that. Yeah. Yep.
And I'm going to do a little bit of Last of the Mohicans. One of the selections I like to play from this. Whoops. It started playing right away anyway. This is all from the film. I wanted to do The Kiss, which is right here. Oh, it is playing it. Well, no, there's this theme is used throughout the movie, and there's some moments where it's played with solo flute.
I know, but it's just funny how you say it.
Yeah. Yeah. Or is it playing it? No, hold on here. The Kiss. This is it. No, I saw the play button there. Here we go.
Yeah, that's a little bit different.
Yeah, but moments in the film where this theme's playing with the orchestra and drums, and the drums are kind of sounding like they were there.
That's super cool.
I like it.
Yeah. Okay, I just want to see this because the music's so good.
We have it on VHS. I don't know what condition it's in.
Oh, that's a
Hey,
great
Common People is here.
Yeah, he heard the music.
He says, sounds very Irish, so I came running.
one.
Awesome.
It did liven things up a bit.
Yes, it did.
You will love this movie.
Yeah, it is a good one. He's mixing themes here because this theme is also in other parts of the movie. Now, I wanted to play another theme here just to, Liza, I'll ask, well, and Mike, you too, if there's anything in this that sounds like another piece, a famous piece by a legendary composer
Oh
from the
no, you're
past.
putting me on the spot. Okay.
But elements of it. It's like quotes of it. Here we go.
All right.
Massacre.
Now, that's definitely Orff in there, right?
Right.
Yes.
Carmina Burana
Yes.
by Carl Orff.
Right.
It's very obvious, though.
All right, so all these are selections that were from the Trevor Jones contribution to the score. The Randy Edelman stuff, it sounds more orchestra in the box. This is real orchestra.
So for lovers of this movie and world travelers who may be listening, the parts of this movie were actually filmed in North Carolina, near Asheville, North Carolina, at a place called Chimney Rock Park.
Hmm.
And it's a very cool park. Once you get past the tourists, there's a big loop you can do that kind of follows the mountain, and then the side of the you got some pretty interesting views. But anyway, that's part of this movie was filmed there.
What about that mountain range where, rather than being taken captive, the one girl jumped off? You remember that part of the movie?
Yeah, and wasn't that near the waterfall? There's a huge waterfall there, and what's weird is, I've been there and then watched the movie, and I'm not sure how they did it or where they did it or if they just took part of the waterfall. It's rather interesting. If you've been there and watched the movie, you're like, really? That's from there? But it is.
So they do a lot of
Hollywood magic.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's my trivia. Since I haven't seen most of these movies, I thought I'd throw my 2 cents worth in.
All right. Well, here's the fort battle. I wanted to include this because I've heard this recently being played on a radio show I listened to. And as we're playing these, it's just like amazing that this was the film where it's like he was most in a rush that they even needed to get another guy in to help finish it on time.
They did a great job with the time that they had. They did a great job, period. Now I have to see this movie. The music makes me want to see it. So,
and we can't do this without a little bit of Labyrinth. And from this Underground, I read that he worked with David Bowie on the songs too. Like these are 3 of the songs from the movie. He did the score, but he also worked on these songs too. Because anytime I've heard these songs, I'm like, all right, any of the Bowie songs that were used in movies sound a little different than David Bowie. Although he is a musical chameleon and can sound very different in different eras. In the different eras, he has certain sounds, and then this is just a little bit different, but it's cool.
No one can blame you for walking away. Too much rejection, no love injection. Life can't be easy, it's not always swell. Don't tell me truth hurts, little girl, 'cause it hurts like hell. But down in the underground, you'll find someone true. Down in the underground, a land serene, a crystal moon. It's only forever, not long at all. Lost and lonely, that's underground.
Alrighty, there we go, folks. So that's a little bit of a tour of some of what Trevor Jones has done. I think it's time to take a journey into the Dark Crystal.
Well, hold on a sec there,
Go ahead.
Lawrence. I want to back up you because Liza flashed a link up there for a YouTube video. I can't believe I found it that quick. It is a, yeah, there you go. Click on it, put in your watch later, folks, because it's really worth watching. It's a street performer doing the Last of the Mohicans theme song on a flute.
Whoa.
It is, yeah, it is unbelievably good.
Well, hold on. Let's try and find that. We can do that. We have high technology here. YouTube.com. And let's see. Let's call it Last of the Mohicans on Flute.
Or street performance. That's what there it, right, one down, put your cursor, well, one up. There you go, right there.
There we are. It looks like they're all right. Oh
boy.
Well, it's muted, and that's why I leave that mute on. Skip that, and here we go. Pause it there. Yeah. Great performance. I mean, it's just interesting to see that just like when street performers perform and the people just going by and
is that
like
his channel?
Yeah, I believe so. It's yeah, it's his channel. He's had 1.5 million views. He's got 1.8 million subscribers. So
all right.
So yeah, folks, yeah.
Awesome.
Open it up in another window, save it.
Liza, if you want to try it, yeah, that sounds like he's hurting for subscribers.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. But looks like he
um,
has some links for selling flutes too. So I don't know. I might check him. It's
Oh,
been a
that's
while.
pretty cool. Oh,
But yeah,
nice.
yeah, it's a great performance.
so that's
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Alejandro.
in Alejandro. I can't pronounce the last name.
Yeah, that's why I didn't. I didn't
Cuerval.
want to butcher it.
I think it's Cuerval.
There you go.
Well, I'm gonna find him and subscribe.
Oh, yeah, I might as well subscribe right now. Let's see, is there a subscribe button? Hey.
There
Okay.
you go. He just gained 3 subscribers in one fell swoop.
Cool beans. And I mean, he has a huge channel, but maybe, Mister, if you reach out to him, he'll want to be on Earworms. You don't know.
You
You
never
never
know.
know. You never know.
Oh,
I mean, we got Gabriel here last time.
Yeah. I mean, maybe we
So
keep working.
well, we
that
had a star pupil, on the panel, so. Well, we
No,
could
yeah.
always try. You never know.
yeah,
I don't know. I
well,
was thinking of reaching out to Adrian Blue, but I don't know. I might be overshooting it on that, but
Maybe.
huge shit if I got him on here.
Yeah, I would. That would be a nerve-wracking one.
I'm hoping one day perhaps we can reach out to Thomas Dolby. I don't know.
Yeah, no, you never know.
He has his YouTube channel isn't so big.
I've seen some pretty big name guys doing stuff with, not huge podcasters. So you never know. It's a matter of how do you get them. That's the first part.
Yeah, yeah. If you don't have to go through their handlers, or if they, but it seems like some of these big guys who, have been out of the mass media for a while, and they just stream on YouTube. They may not have handlers anymore. You might just, if you send them a message, you might actually get to them.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's getting to them because
Yeah.
a guy like a guy like Adrian Blue, actually, I almost think he would if I could get a hold of him. He seems like a really good dude. I could be wrong, but anyway.
Well, you don't know until you try, Mike.
Yeah,
So
there you go. There you go.
there you go.
Now,
There's
Robert Fripp, that might be a little harder.
Robert who?
Robert Fripp, the main guitarist for King Crimson.
Okay. Well, I mean, the worst that you can get is a no.
That's
Or
right.
really
Or not even get through
or
to him.
not even get a response. So that won't hurt your feelings at all.
No, I'll move on. I still know Gabe.
There you go. There you go. We have
You got that right,
connections.
Adam.
What you got there, Lawrence? You're trying to pull something.
All right.
Well,
All
I
right.
think we're ready for the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I had
Spoilers,
to-
people, spoilers. Definitely there will be spoilers. So if you haven't seen The Dark Crystal, I don't want to send anyone away, but you want to see this movie.
I just did.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to have to listen back on this stream to find out what was going on there because Liza's audio went out for me once again, but it happened like a mid-sentence, so I knew it happened this time. It was from switching from the slide view, switching into slide view, it went away. And I tried switching the views a bit there. That's why I kept going to like the other views, and it didn't bring her back. So the only way I can avoid talking over her is seeing her audio, her audio visualization there showing that she's talking. So I heard what Mike said.
You
but,
missed
but it doesn't quite help fill in the rest.
But Scott's ready for the movie. He's got his pop.
Okay.
Scott, I got my Cheez-Its.
So anyway, we do have, oh, wait a minute. That is, oh, okay. I know what it is. I just need to click this. There we go. Now I have controls over the slide. So yes, Universal Pictures. And I usually include these credits in case there's folks we want to highlight. Now, since our movie buff is in the chat here, maybe he knows who Lord Grade is, or is it Lord Grade? I don't know. ITC Entertainment. Okay, we'll just move forward. And mhm. A Jim Henson film. Now, it's probably funny for some folks to see a thumbnail of like for the Dark Crystal and covering the film, and then seeing a person on that thumbnail, and it's Trevor Jones, not Jim Henson. But we are a music stream, so we will, as we see some of these creations, point them out because they are really amazing creations, and they did great puppeteering work. Like sometimes where you have wilderness scenes in the mountains or in kind of like jungle landscapes. There's just these little puppets moving around here and there, and they did a great job with that.
Yeah, Adam really should be on this panel.
Okay, well,
Lawrence Adam says Lord Grade is a Russian producer. Is there a way to bring Adam on? Adam, do you want to come on?
Okay, well, I see that you did talk there, Liza, but I have no idea what you said.
Oh, he says I can't.
This is going to be hard.
Okay, Adam.
Okay, I'm just going to move ahead with the slides, and I'm not hearing anything from Mike.
Oh no, maybe Mike is.
Did he go to the bathroom?
I was reading Adam's comment.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
What is it?
Fixing his lovely wife dinner. I think that's a good thing, Adam.
Okay. Who? He or Lord Grade? A Russian producer. Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Very good. Adam knows everything. All right. So here we are.
I know Jim Henson. I've been a fan since I was a little kid.
Oh yeah. Like, what's your favorite shows or?
Well, come on, man. He started on Sesame Street.
I know. But I was wondering what your favorite shows are. Shows or movies?
Frog here. Come on.
Kermit's your favorite?
Well, no, probably the Cookie Monster.
Awesome.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much where he became known.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we changed that. C is for cookie. Yeah, we changed that to the letter P. So anyway, I captured some of the landscape here. We are at the I forget what the name of the castle is, but it's not the Castle Anthrax, but something like it. And you see there this dark landscape. Looks almost like Forbidden Planet, but with a castle on it. And that's where the Skeksis live. And they are not, well, actually, we could go back here and say this is not unlike Davos, Switzerland. And inside, this is not unlike the World Economic Forum. So here we go. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do if, Liza, when you talk and I want you to be able to contribute, I don't know what I'm going to do if I can't hear what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do either.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm going to open the door.
Yeah.
It's a good thing he can hear me because I don't think he's going to be able to open the door and hear me.
You're going to have to translate Mike until we fix this issue with EV Mux.
I thought I had because last time I was able to hit
that's a lot of power.
We could hear you.
I'm going to have to translate. I said, well,
no, I can hear her now. I opened the door so I can hear her in her office while I'm in mine.
Okay.
So, yeah, it looks like that'll be the solution for now.
Colorful euphemisms.
No.
Yeah. Well, I thought I had solved the problem last time because I realized that when I clicked to turn off the slides or a video share, she came back through, and I was like, oh, that's the solution. But nope, didn't work this time. So we got the door open, so problem solved. All righty. Now, here we are in our castle, and the Skeksis are these beasts here. Wow. I mean, a lot of work and imagination went into the creation of these guys. They look quite like vultures and so forth, and they wear regal robes until they're ripped off or being banished and stuff like that. We are going to see some of these slides, and then we're going to hear this because there's a helpful narration through this section. And I basically selected that we will hear that narration. Once again, we got to avoid getting copyright slammed. I mean, we're already lost monetization. That goes to probably Universal Studios, whoever owns the music. But we don't want to get like banned, stopped, or like Lady Hawk was banned for like 30 seconds of Rutger Hauer looking at a sunrise. And it's ridiculous, but I have a way around that this week. So these images that you're seeing here, just kind of remember them because we're going to be hearing back. The score here is pretty interesting. It does the job. And at the same time, we get the story of these Skeksis. That is the Dark Crystal right there. They are the rulers of the land. And basically, they are in charge at this point of the land, but they are dying. There's only 10 of them left, and they're about to lose another one quite shortly here. And they are cold-hearted and mean and just otherwise, quite like the World Economic Forum. Now, let's see here. Costume design. I thought that was good to highlight, even though I am not an aficionado in knowing costume people, but that is definitely a good one right there. You see on the screen. Liza, I can hear you now, so you can talk.
She was off for a minute there. You opened the door and she went offline. I think she's back.
Mike, do you hear her?
I see her. I haven't heard her yet.
No, yeah, Liza, we haven't been hearing you. I hear you because of the door being open, but the stream and Mike don't hear you. Sound check on earworms. So whatever you did was not good. Go back to the way it was.
Well, no,
I'll
she's
hear you
offline
through the
for a
door,
minute.
and the rest of the world will hear you through the stream like they were before.
Yeah, I don't know. She was offline for a minute, said she was logging back in, and now she looks logged in, but I don't hear her.
You don't get this on Mr. Brown Alliance. All right.
Maybe Oswald Morris knows.
Yeah. Director of photography. Yeah, and obviously, and something like this, you really have to have the director in general, who is Jim Henson and Frank Oz. They both were credited as director as a team. You really have to know, and they would know. I mean, Jim Henson especially, how to hide puppeteers when you need to, and working with the costumes to hide the people that are kind of like inside the puppets, and then getting the right angles and stuff with the cameras. Definitely a lot of work goes into this. And, they did an amazing job. I think above and beyond Sesame Street.
Well, you would hope you grow as an artist.
Yeah.
Yes, he did a very good job with this. I did enjoy the movie.
Yep. And Trevor Jones music.
And it's
All
a little
right.
more serious theme, too. It had a good storyline.
Mm-hmm. I'm just listing up the credits because the people deserve it. And there we see one of the Skeksis close up. Pretty well designed. Obviously, I mean, for the movements and walking around, there's people in the costumes, but obviously their heads don't fit in the heads. So They're probably looking out through the costume somewhere in the front, be able to
Boy, if they did, they'd be really sore at the end of the day.
I only hear you through the door. That's Liza talking to me, folks. Conversations are going to be a little bit weird for a little while here, folks.
Yeah, she's not coming through.
Whatever you did to try and make things better, turned you off. So the way you started is probably what you need to do. And then if we're still not hearing you, maybe leave the studio and come back in. That sometimes wakes things up. I wonder if StreamYard still has that 50% off. Yeah, but anyway, produced by Jim Henson. So he's a producer and director, basically overall visionary. And I did see in the credits, I don't know if we passed it already, the story was by Jim Henson as well. And so bear with us, chat. The lady that puts your chats on screen is currently working out her gear here. And there we are, directed by Jim Henson and Frank Oz. And that's where the sun comes in, because the Skeksis do need the sunlight to hit the dark crystal that makes it give off a sound and also radiate out some light where they get energy. This is them getting their daily supply of energy to keep themselves alive. But if you look at the condition they're in, they're not they're not in such great shape. Now here is we get introduced here to the mystics who are in the land, basically like the opposite of the Skeksis. The Skeksis are kind of like these cold, callous, cruel, calculating beings. Yes, I hear you.
Yay!
Through both
that
places.
Chat, can you hear me, chat? Can the chat hear me?
I'm going to leave the door open just to help whenever I don't hear you again.
Oh, okay. Scott says that they can hear me again. Yay. Thank you, Scott.
And so the mystics like making ground paintings, kind of like mandalas, and they're basically, perform rituals and deeply spiritual. And other than that, that's pretty much all they do is meditate and hum and things. But we will be catching up with the storyline at some point. Like here, he's humming. Whoa. We'll be catching up with the storyline via audio in a moment. So anybody that finds my recap to be annoying, you will get a much better narration as well as hear some of the sounds of this. But we will not be able to just outright play the video. That's a big no-no. Now, this is also a great musical section. I think here or is it later that they're playing some instruments? No, this is just the chanting, but they do play instruments at some point, and it's really cool how Terry Jones handled that. Well, Trevor Jones. Terry Jones.
Yeah, that's a little later on, but yes, it is pretty good.
The chanting here is cool, though, and the throat singing. Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a picture of just each one as they went, whoa. And one of them had a higher pitched voice. He was like, ah. Couldn't quite do it with the rest of the guys. And let's see here. I hope we get to that cue soon so I could just play this intro. Let me just see. Anybody see a number at the top of the screen? Let me know. But it's coming up. But yeah, then the narration switches to Jen here, who is a Gelfling. And pretty much what you see is what you get when the way Gelflings are concerned. And at this point,
player.
Oh yeah. At this point, at least until you get later in the story, he is known to be the only Gelfling still alive. And as we go on, we'll find out what happened to his people. But here we go. This forest landscapes. Every now and then, you do see like little puppet creatures come up and scurry through, and like this one. And it's It's pretty cool.
Oh, Scott, thank you very much. I have to read this chat because it's very nice.
Uh-huh.
Scott says, I have 3 streams. I have 3 streams I thoroughly enjoyed. This one of the 3 best streams. Or this is one of the 3 best streams.
Wow,
So
we're in the top 3. That's great.
we're in the top 3. Sorry I messed that up, Scott. But yes, thank you, Scott, so much. We
I'm sure
appreciate
one of
that.
those is also B-Sides. Should
Of
give a shout out
course.
to our friends at B-Sides, Adam Gray in the chat, when he's not, playing Gordon Ramsay there. He Friday nights hosts B-Sides on the channel B-Roll Stage. So that's at B-Roll Stage.
Yep. A little man walked up and down. Oh yeah.
They
that was
do
random.
films. They do films, except they actually play them.
They're pretty random.
Because they're able to play the films that are public domain most of the time. Sometimes it doesn't work because some Skeksis out there claim the rights to own public domain films.
Yes, very dishonest people. Yes.
And they did great work just showing these things that look like ancient world. This almost looks Pictish.
We did a little research,
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yes. Most definitely.
That's
Mike,
what I
what
like.
do you call those double bore flutes? Just out of curiosity.
Do what now?
The one that Jen was playing, the flute that is like a Y shape, I think.
Yeah, what are those called? I know that they're a thing in real life. I was just wondering if you knew.
They're a drone flute. The one side is a
Oh,
drone.
okay. Drone flute. Okay.
I got a couple of those.
Ooh.
Do you have one?
Do you have one now in front of you?
Nearby?
Somewhere?
I have one in the back room. Why, you want to see one?
Oh,
I would love to
it's
see
hardly
it.
Nepal.
Yeah.
No, it's in the hold on.
If it isn't too much trouble, yeah.
We're trying to be entertaining, folks.
Yes. I want to hear Mike Gelfling flute, so.
Yeah. Well, here is where the Mystics hang out. This is their little area. It is. And basically, Jen is being called over. Once again, we are going to hear this. Look at that. Big nose Mystic. And here we go. So what I think we're going to do is play this, and that'll give Mike the opportunity he needs to prep himself, and we'll be able to pause. And I am going to introduce our secret weapon. I decided after that Lady Hawk thing where the next day they just blocked the stream and said, all right, things have to be cut out, and you do the auto cut things where it's supposed to automatically cut it out. It would cut, and then it would come back and say there's more, and then there's more, and then it's like after a bit, it just said no. It didn't give me the option to cut anymore. So it basically was like saying, your stream's blocked, you played too much. And I don't know if anyone remembers the Lady Hawk stream, but the longest clip we played may have been like 30 seconds. But on YouTube, that stuff's too long. So Warner Brothers basically blocked this, and I had to upload a copy of that with the videos blocked out. So I thought, what if I were to put something kind of overlay on that would protect us from the bots that sense us? Because it's not people out there just, tracking down everything that we do on earworms. It's like bots that like sense, when videos are being played, and they really don't like it when you go beyond, I don't know, what is it, more than 5 seconds? I don't know what the limit is. They don't tell you.
Jay said that Warner Brothers was particularly problematic.
Yes. So we are going to play this intro from the beginning of the film. Now, I haven't tried this just yet, but it looks like I'll be able to play this video. And when we need to cover some stuff, because that's it. I mean, the sound and the music, that just takes monetization. We don't get copyright. problems other than losing monetization, which I don't really have right now anyway. So that's fine. We'll deal with that. But what we need to do is block video. So I have for us here, as we are about to see, what? The YouTube bot condom, or I call it the fair use bot condom.
Couldn't we called it something nicer?
Now let me ask you, Liza, while that overlay is up, if I do this to pause, is the overlay still up?
The overlay is up.
Oh shit, now I don't hear you again. Can you speak a little louder?
I don't think loud is the problem. I think
Yeah, because I don't hear you on stream anymore. The video kind of like muted your audio for me.
Oh no.
I was just asking you, do you still see the bot on the screen?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I can play and pause as needed. Yay! And we are being protected with this bot condom.
Another world, another time, in the age of wonder. 1,000 years ago, this land was green and good.
So you are seeing my robot overlay, right? Okay.
Yes.
Because I don't. When I'm in this view, I don't see it because in order to play and pause, I need to be able to see it like this. Welcome to Learning EVMux on earworms. So anyway, I'm going to continue this, and then we're going to hear a little bit of Mike fluting.
Until the crystal cracked. For a single piece was lost, a shard of the crystal. Then strife began, and two new races appeared. The cruel Skeksis, the gentle mystics. Here in the castle of the crystal, the Skeksis took control.
All right, and so we're going to hear some of the music here. Now, so those are the slides we kind of went through, and I am going to play this music. But Mike, I believe you have a little bit of flute for us.
Yes.
There we go.
So I am
How
going to
far-
switch to this view.
Ooh,
And
look
yeah.
at that.
All right. Can you really see? I don't know if I can get better light. Maybe, yeah, that
That's
helps.
awesome.
There we
Yeah,
go.
that's
That's much
This is
better.
this is what's kind of like an A-frame drone flute,
Nice.
as opposed to this one that is like if I can get it in there, a barrel.
Nice.
But they're both drone flutes. This one happens to be what they call a harmony drone because most of them don't have the holes on this side. There's no holes,
Mhm.
but this one has them. It sounds like but if you
Wow.
cover a hole, cover two holes, it gets a little bit different sound. So that's a
Wow.
little bit different sound on that one.
So basically, you changed the drone pitch.
Yeah, and this one is also called a harmony drone. Yeah, there's a guy who makes these. I love them. I have a few of them. And I
Nice.
still
Well,
haven't got my
yeah.
breath back. I'm still at the tail end of bronchitis, so I haven't been
Ooh.
playing as much lately.
No, but that's great. I think the audience would like to see that. Yeah,
Yeah,
they do
hopefully when
sound
I
really good.
get my full breath back, maybe we'll do a little more flute in the future.
Yeah, they do sound really
Definitely.
good. And are these from the Flute Wizard?
These are not.
Mhm.
Man, I don't think I have any drone. He doesn't do a whole lot of drone flutes. He's real big into what he does is a lot of different keys, like
Yeah.
different, like, yeah, he'll do like Japanese scales and, yeah, different kinds of scales. That's why I really started getting into him. I've had him custom make a few. I have a couple of harmonic minor scale flutes that I got off of him. One I had him make. So yeah,
Mm.
he's a really good guy, and he's on Etsy. If you watch some of my videos that have him, I always give him a shout out. But you can find him on Etsy. Type in the Flute Wizard, and it amazed me the first time I got a flute off him. All of a sudden, I get this video. He not only sells you the flute, he sends you a video of him going over everything on the flute
Wow.
and
That's
what
good.
you can do with it, and because different flutes require a different amount of breath, so it's not all just one. You have to adjust to each flute. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to give him a shout out, see if we can get him on.
That would be so cool, Mike.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain he would love to do that.
he'd be a
Awesome
lot of
beings.
fun,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're definitely going to be including more music in the
Well,
future.
and the nice thing is, you obviously, to do more complicated, and you have to have some musical ability, but if you just want to chill out and maybe be meditative in your own space, to get a simple flute. And there are some better beginner flutes. The bigger ones are harder to play, and obviously the drone flutes are a little harder to play, but it's something that a lot of people can play that aren't big musicians or anything. So it's really nice.
Right.
So I'll get him on, and maybe some of you will buy a flute.
Yes, I love those type of instruments, and that's why I build cigar box guitars, Mike, because I'm not a guitarist, but you could just sit down, relax, and just sound good without much effort. And those are the type of instruments I like these days. So,
Yeah, and then you got me who butchers them
oh no,
in a good way. In a good
M-
way, I
Mike,
hope.
you need to come on with some of your builds as well, because I mean that leg fiddle and that cello that you built, some really cool stuff, Mike. I can't wait to hear your music
I
from
got
the
to learn how to
latest.
play them.
Well, that's part of the journey of being a
I
builder.
know, but a few weeks back, I told Gabe, because I've been mainly Domber and Dutar with him. I said, and we were doing some stuff with the salves, and I said, Gabe, I'm missing my guitar. The thing I started out playing.
Yeah.
So I've really been focused on the guitar, not entirely, but quite a bit lately, and doing some lessons with him on it. So, but yeah, I really want to get to the bowed things and play with them some. I was
Yeah.
surprised at how quickly even he was showing me some things on how to hold it, which I still don't do right. But anyway, so yeah, in the
Different
future.
animal. The bowed instruments are an entirely different animal, but can't resist getting into it or giving it a shot.
Yeah,
Because it's
yeah,
so
absolutely.
beautiful.
Yeah. And I built a few of them, so I guess I ought to learn how
Yeah,
to
you
play.
better learn to play them. Yeah.
Yeah, the cello one's pretty wild.
Nice. I can't wait, Mike. And once you learn how to play them, it'll be easier to sell them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Alrighty. So
All right. Enough
we're
of
back
my
to the Dark Crystal here. Oh, those are slides. Yeah. We're gonna hear some Trevor Jones score on the Dark Crystal now. With our bot condom on. You never know what to
While the
expect on your
skeksis
world.
gather in the sacred chamber, where the crystal hangs above a shaft of air and fire. The Skeksis with their hard and twisted bodies, their harsh and twisted wills. For 1,000 years they have ruled, yet now there are only 10. A dying race, ruled by a dying emperor, imprisoned within themselves in a dying land.
Okay, and so you hear the music there for that section. Now I am going to scroll ahead because I think we might get in trouble even just playing too much consistent audio, but
Agreed.
here we go. Let's just see
Yeah.
them getting their daily sustenance of light off of the
Gives
dark
no
crystal
comfort.
from the sun.
Today an emperor lies dying. Today a new emperor must seize the throne.
Yes, indeed. In fact, I think one of these types of crystals and skylights are required in just about any centralized bank around the world.
A giant amethyst floating somewhere in a central bank. Perhaps.
Love the use of the orchestra there. Now that sound there, we're going to point it out again later, but that sound there sounds an awful lot like Ming the Merciless's ring.
Oh, we're kind of missing Ming the Merciless.
This is why I played the slides first, because with our bot condom on, you can't quite see stuff. I could experiment with making it less and less opaque, but gotta be careful. But anyway, great use of orchestra there. And let me see here. Now we're going to get to the mystics section. Let me find where it starts right about here.
The race of mystics came to live in a dream of peace. Their ways were the gentle ways of natural wizards. Yet now there are only 10. A dying race, numbly rehearsing the ancient ways in a blur of forgetfulness. But today, the ritual gives no comfort. Today, the wisest of the mystics lies dying. Today, they summon the one who must save them.
Okay, and now we're going to hear Jen the puppet playing one of those flutes, a drone flute. So here we go.
In the valley of the mystics, there lives a gelfling, Jen. The Skeksis killed his family, destroyed his clan. Only Jen survived, to be raised by the wisest of the mystics. But there is a prophecy. 1,000 years have passed. And now once more the world must undergo a time of testing. Now it must be healed or pass forever into the rule of evil. At this time, Jen is the chosen one. Today, Jen's pipe gives no comfort, for today his master lies dying, and a journey must begin. The journey of Jen.
All right, there we go. Whoops. There we go. So we have just, I think, successfully used our fair use bot condom for the first time. And now we shall proceed onward here. I feel like I'm the only one here.
I think my audio is not working again.
Oh, I actually
No, I
hear
hear
you
you.
through the door
Oh,
and
okay.
on
I
the
hear you.
software again.
I wasn't sure.
Nope,
With
you're
the-
here.
yeah. When the clips come on, sometimes I disappear.
Well, we're going to finish this set of slides and then we'll take a vote to see if we want to just do the rest of it, since next week we aren't going to be doing a big thing about Trevor Jones. We just want to just do the rest of them to end the movie, or if we want to do all the slides I have for today, which takes us about halfway. We'll take a vote. We'll see how it goes, because I think, Mike, I know you need to probably get up around 3 a.m. And
Yeah,
Goodness
3:30 is
Mike.
my time to get up.
Yeah,
All
we can't
right.
keep Mike up that late, mister.
So anyway, here we
Well,
have.
It was worth it last week.
Oh, but last week was a special occasion.
Oh, yes.
Yes, yes.
Which
Right.
we did not expect. That was very nice of him to hang out with us for 2 hours plus
Yeah.
2.5 hours.
Super cool.
Yeah,
Anybody
Gabe's a
wondering?
great guy.
Yeah.
Anybody wondering, that was Gabriel Marin from Consider the Source, as well as a lot of solo works. Definitely worth checking out. Earworms 26 for that.
Yeah, he just put out a bizarre live piece on Bandcamp under his name, under Gabriel Marin. Him and another guy, he calls it kind of jazz, but it's pretty out there. In a good way, but I mean, it's very, very different. So Gabe is just constantly doing different stuff. I mean, jazz, yeah, you name it. I mean, he was on the show,
Yeah,
Yep.
And if you missed the show, go back a week and watch it. It's
absolutely.
well worth
All righty. And so back to Jen and Jen's quest. Yeah, he's being called over by his master, I guess his Jedi, and he's a young Padawan. I don't think he's learning any Force tricks, though. Basically, he's being called over. His master is telling him that there is a conjunction coming. The three suns that they have on this planet are going to become in alignment, and when that happens, there's an opportunity for us to leave the role of the Skeksis, and that would be only if we could repair the dark crystal by replacing its shard. Although I don't know if he went that far as the crystal's concerned. He just said you need to find a shard. That's largely what he's talking about, and he was able to get it to float out. This is a holographic shard image floating out of pea soup, and there we go. That's what Jen needs to find. I don't think at this point he's told what to do with it. That's true. He learns that later. So it's one of those things that you have a quest to find this, and no further explanation. Just that you will need to find this, and there's someone by the name of Ogra who you need to find, because she has the shard, and that's kind of like a little image of Ogra there. She's not a looker. She's not all that good looking, but she's got shards, and she's got other wonderful things that we'll see. And anyway, so Master says that that's about it. I'm not going to see you anymore in this lifetime, perhaps in another one. So they hint at reincarnation in this world. And kind of lays his head there on the nightstand, and he's about to just kind of fade away. He does a Yoda fade away, basically. But I don't think he does it just yet, because they want to show the parallel where over here in the Castle of the Crystal, on the left-hand side, there's a little bit of a lightning shock that's running across the land into the castle. It's almost like a signal, almost like the mystics and the Skeksis are tied together, and in fact they are, because you see over here they're having some. Their leader is about to die as well. The Skeksis leader is called the Emperor, and I don't know if there's a title for the leader of the mystics, just that he's Jen's master. But in any case, over here we have very Oz sounding vulture guy, who we'll later find out is the Chamberlain. And he's getting yelled at here because this guy's sick of hearing his whimpering. And so are you after a little while in the film, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he gets a bit whiny.
Yeah. And so there they are. They're walking into these chambers of the Emperor, who is on his deathbed and will be dying. And you could see that the Chamberlain has some ambitions, because he kind of goes over to the bed. There's the bed. And he looks to grab the scepter of the Emperor, which is coming up right about here. And the guy that chastises him is back here. Basically yells at him to stop it. It's the guy that doesn't like his whimpering either. It's like bow before the Emperor. And unfortunately, the Emperor agreed for a moment, said, I am still the Emperor, but then he starts crumbling. And so, the Chamberlain could see what was coming. And now they need to choose a new Emperor. And so they're kind of hanging out, and Chamberlain has his associates. He didn't crumble yet. Oh, well, he's about to. There we go. Yeah. There we go. We're going to get crumble magic.
It is pretty cool.
Well, he looked kind of crumbled already, but no, here he is. I'm still the Emperor. And of course, we
need to do community theater for this movie next week. We should. Why not? That was a perfect. That's a perfect Skeksis rendition.
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see what we can do.
Yes. Yeah, anyway. I mean, you could do that, and there's a lot of fun Muppet sounds that happen in the movie. Kind of takes you away from the story, but yeah, they're in there. So.
But anyway, we're seeing the crumble magic take place here. Just got a few stills of it, and that's it. So now, finally, yes, the Emperor has died, and they're going to be having to choose a new one. And I think, do they begin that right away? Yeah, they're here in the chambers. No, they're still kind of looking at the bed. Okay, yes. Switch back to here, because now that the Emperor has died, it's time for Jen's master to do a fade out. Now, he doesn't crumble. The Skeksis are like, just like their hardened hearts. They are rather hard folks, and so they crumble. And the mystics do Yoda fadeaways. So we're going to see that. Let me load up the video, and once again, we're going to have to watch it through our fair use bot condom. And It's just easier for me when I'm exporting from my video software, exporting the slides and then exporting the video clips. It's easier to just export a video clip rather than the audio and then put something on it. It's easier just to do it this way. And plus, you can see a little bit of something through the bot condom to kind of have an idea of what's going on. So here we go. So we're going to hear this because apparently there was something truly exciting about it that I felt needed to be highlighted musically. Now let me show this here. I'm going to take this down because we can at least see it temporarily here. Basically, these guys are playing some instruments. There's a harp being played here, but you actually see the puppets, the mystics, playing their instruments. I guess it's kind of like a parting ceremony. And so I thought that was pretty cool because it looked like they're actually playing them.
Dear friend, be well. Receive your belongings. Receive them serenely. Now.
And now also I should point out the music here. You can hear there's some synthesizer there. Basically, I read that there was a synclavier, which is not that.
Synclavier, yeah. Frank Zappa was big on those.
It was used in the score, not at this point, but this might be the Fairlight because that was the other electronic instrument used in the score was a Fairlight. So that might be that there.
We send forth, Jen. Watch over his dangerous quest.
The crystalline sound.
Dear master, I'll find the shard. I'm not.
There we go. So I just wanted to show some elements of that there. That's why I had that section in. So we are at the point. Music. Yeah, it is good. Definitely a far cry from Lady Hawk.
Oh my gosh. Now, did the harp that he was playing kind of look like a lyre, right? A lyre?
Let me, I could scroll back.
Yeah, it kind of did. Yeah, a larger version of it.
So maybe this movie really was inspired by Plato's Symposium, specifically Aristophanes' story in the Symposium where Zeus split humanity into, it split people in half, and people had to find their other half in the world.
Interesting.
So because the Skeksis and the mystics were originally one being that you see at the end.
Yeah. Spoilers, but yes.
So maybe that little Easter egg there is showing you, yeah, this story was inspired by Aristophanes' speech.
Could be. Like I said, I think he did some research on this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the instrumentation is pretty interesting, too. So I'd be interested if he did use, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, it's SYN and then synclavier. I'm familiar with it because Frank Zappa, in his last years, pretty much quit playing the guitar. And that's all he composed a lot of orchestrated music, and that's what he used.
Oh,
but yeah, he just put down the guitar and said he didn't feel like playing it, and that's what he played. But so there you go, a little bit of Zappa history for you.
Yeah.
Wait, I think I'm seeing like a modern version of the synclavier that's software based. Was this analog?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Frank Zappa died several years ago.
Yeah, I'm looking it up and I'm not fine. I
think you're saying it right.
Yes. Yeah, clavier or
Clavier.
yeah. I remember having patches of that on plenty of my synthesizers. It was a common patch to have. But that would be something to look up for 1 week. Maybe do a week on the
On
synclavier.
the synclavier, yes.
Yeah. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, and pair it with maybe Zappa or something.
Well, yeah, he used it quite a bit. He composed some orchestrated stuff.
Yeah, folks, we're still working out what it is that we are. We're playing the Dark Crystal. We're playing flutes and all sorts of things. We're still
We're not figuring out. We're talking music. That's what
yeah,
we do. I
yeah,
mean,
and philosophy. That'll
and
be part of
well,
it.
music, philosophy, it's all part of
Yeah,
originally music meant of the muses, so philosophy was a type of music.
yeah.
Oh, there you go.
So was astronomy, so was mathematics, of the muses, dance, everything was music.
Well,
Oh, some history too. There's
it's
your week there, Liza.
Oh, I would love to do a, a history earworms, like ancient music
oh wow.
earworms.
Well, we can definitely do that, and we could have
Yeah,
a competition.
there you go. Well,
Well,
it's not a regular
I mean,
potpourri of things.
well, the thing is, a lot of my music is inspired by, well, not ancient music, but late medieval music, specifically late medieval vocal music, and I'd love to get into that if you guys are interested.
All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So it's time for me to prepare slides and stuff.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So-
Yes.
Yes,
See,
do
this
it.
is just a what do you call it? A preview of weeks to come.
Yeah.
Yes.
In weeks to come on earworms,
Yeah,
We'll have
because
Flute Wizard and a bunch of cool
I have
people.
emailed him.
Yes. Thank
thought
you,
I was
Mike.
on there for a minute. I was emailing him,
Awesome.
awesome.
so I
Oh,
sent him an email. We'll see what comes back of it.
yes.
Yeah, the guy from Vintage Keys though would have to be at a different time because
Because, yeah, the
I don't
UK.
unless he's a night owl because we start at
Well,
quarter
the
past
flute
midnight.
wizard is in California too, so I don't know.
No, that's much better. You know,
Yeah.
I'm talking about the guy
Oh yeah, it's
from
earlier
Vintage
there, isn't it?
Keys. We start at like a quarter past midnight,
Oh my God.
and so that in the UK. So
Yeah.
we're lucky that some of our UK friends join us for at least a little bit at the beginnings. But the Californians, hey, they're 3
Yeah,
hours
that's true.
behind.
They're actually, yeah, that'd be earlier for him.
That's why Adam Gray's cooking dinner.
I got to make sure I reiterate that. Of course, I think he knows I'm in Eastern time, but anyway, there you go.
All right. Well, anyway, yeah, this story is definitely something where you have the two halves that are opposites, but seem to be so linked together that when one dies from one group, the other dies from the other group. And that does happen again in the film. And I was thinking it's almost like they're like almost expressions of the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine, or maybe it's better to say the left and right brain hemispheres, where the left brain, the Skeksis, are calculating
Interesting.
and
Yeah.
trying to find advantage and concerned with survival. And the mystics, that he didn't seem to be like having any problem with dying. You know, it was like it was his time. They accepted it. They're in rituals and connecting with something beyond, and so they're almost like the right brain hemisphere, where it's all about feelings and concepts that don't necessarily have a shall we say, a survival based purpose like the left brain does. You know, it's
Or maybe it's
imaginative.
or maybe it's even more basic than that. It could be our complex versus neocortex.
Could be.
Yeah, because the Skeksis are very lizard-like, if you noticed. They're not just bird-like, they're also lizard-like. And
Yes.
our complexes are reptilian brain.
Well, I think we could cover maybe 10 more minutes of the movie here. So I am going to do the next batch of slides because I honestly didn't make as many slides as I normally do. But we will finish the film next week. I mean, it is a very interesting story. And I was hoping that, we would get talking about that. So now this is where you could see some very left brain behavior here and the struggles between the Skeksis as well. Because now the guy that doesn't like the Chamberlain's whimpering, and I don't think they ever give him a name. Maybe in the credit roll they do, but I've never heard a name mentioned here. He just is the one that you'll see becomes the new emperor. But he seems to be the stronger guy, and the Chamberlain, kind of like brute strength. And the Chamberlain is more like a calculating and conniving sort of guy. That's how he tries to get advantage. But they're both like all the Skeksis are just trying to find advantage for themselves to, almost like they have to compete with one another. And so there we have the alpha male guys, cohorts talking with him, and the Chamberlain has his cohorts talking with him, talking about what they're going to do. It's time to select the new emperor, but the Chamberlain decides he's going to take matters into his own hands, and I think it's right there. Yeah, he's going on over to grab the scepter, and he gets challenged here by the, I'm just calling him the alpha male guy. He's like, no, you can't do that. And so, grabbing the scepter and just trying to be sneaky, in other words. And it's decided, all right, the two of you are vying to become emperor. And the Chamberlain says, trial by stone. And so if you're watching the movie for the first
Definitely
time, you're wondering what
community
the hell
theater.
that is.
Yeah.
The other guy agrees. He says, trial by stone. And that's really their two voices. The Chamberlain's more like this. And the alpha male guy is more like this. And that's how they talk.
Lawrence, you got to prepare the scripts for next week.
Select the slide thing again. Oh, there we go. Good. So you have the two different traits there. And so they ask their slaves to go get the stone. And we'll find out later who these guys are. They're pod people. And they're basically treated as slaves. And we'll find out later how that's accomplished. But they're basically almost like zombified. And they serve the Skeksis. And in this case, they're bringing out the stone and the swords. Here are the swords that are going to be used in this little trial by stone thing that they're going to do. And then you see them clang the swords together, so you think they're going to actually have a sword fight, but they don't. Instead, we have a, let's see, that's where they clang the swords together, and then we have literally a stone. And where is it? Where is the damn stone? Right there's the stone in the center of the screen. So it's a stone, and basically they take whacks at it and see who breaks it first, I think is the idea. Alpha male goes first, takes a whack, and then it's the Chamberlain's turn. And he takes a whack at it, and the alpha male takes a whack, and he's the one that broke it. And he breaks it. And one would think that the Chamberlain wouldn't have done trial by stone, like a trial based on strength, which is pretty stupid because the other guy is obviously clearly stronger. But in any case, they do it that way. And so now the Chamberlain has lost, and it's time for them to, you just wonder what's going on, but they just start grabbing him and taking him over to the corner. And they start ripping his robes off. And it actually has an interesting sound to it. So I am moving ahead here to try and find that sound. There's alpha male claiming the emperorship, and let's see. Here we go. There's my indicator for sound clip number 4. Or was there a sound clip number 3? Oh no, yeah, I want to do sound clip number 3 first. That is the actual next one, as we call it in show business.
Hello?
Let's see here.
Hello?
Sound clip number 3. This is where I just wanted to play this because I thought it was an interesting sound. I want people to get full exposure to how the Chamberlain sounds, just because I think that would be very beneficial. So I'm going to press play and then put on the bot comment.
Now let him go! The Chamberlain is banished! Now, bow down to me!
There we go. The Chamberlain is banished. And pretty much right away here, we will have another clip, because after they take his robes away, we do see this guy kind of like pointing at him right there. And Chamberlain realized, all right, I don't have any clothes on, so he grabs some rags and kind of like, holds them up and, tries to sneak out. And but before he goes, we get an interesting sound. And I am going to play said sound as well as some music here, because we are about the music here on Earworms a lot of times. And this is clip number 4. And let me see here. Do we have the condom on? Yes. Anybody just joining us is going to be wondering, what the hell is he talking about? It's Ming the Merciless's ring.
This one, the crystal! The crystal calls! To the crystal chamber!
I think that might be Fairlight synthesizer as well there. Doesn't sound like a synclavier.
A Gelfling alive?
So these guys realize, oh, there's a Gelfling. I guess the Dark Crystal is also a bit of a warning mechanism. That's pretty interesting. And because Jen is now kind of like leaving the safe zone of the Mystic, so to speak. I guess he picked up on radar, so he's kind of leaving there. And these guys want to go after him with these things called the Garfin, which are great design. I am going to pause this so that I'm going to pause it in a moment so I can show the design. Yeah, we should see these. Let's take this off so we can see them a little more clearly. I think I could get away with a few seconds here.
The King! Bring him to the castle!
So, yeah, those Garfins are these big bug things. It looks like I'm going to have to put it back on here just to be safe because this is Universal Studios, but they're probably...
Garfin! Death to Garfin!
Here, I'm going to show this because I think this is great work right here. These guys in these costumes kind of reminds me of old classic. So there's the Chamberlain after he's banished from the court. Basically, he's down in the cage section of the castle, and he sees that the guards are going out, and he noticed that they found a Gelfling, so he kind of knows the whole spiel here. So now that he's being banished, he's going to go out and with that knowledge in hand. So as we go back here, I am moving along here for Mike's sake.
Mike's fine. And I hate to interrupt your webcast, but we have a yes from the Flute Wizard.
Ooh.
That is awesome being.
Yeah, buddy.
Yes.
I pretty much told him we're pretty much open, so.
Well, if you want, I mean, we could even ask him what if he prefers next week or the following week, because we could always do part 2 of the Dark Crystal after him. It depends on what's best for him.
Yeah, I replied back. I said pretty much just let me know what Sunday you're available.
Okay.
So,
nice. Excellent.
Yes, but we have a yes.
Perfect.
Awesome beings.
See, we can't be afraid to ask.
He's a really good dude too. So
he is.
I mean, I tend to not hang out with assholes, so you know.
Yeah.
Always a good thing. Always a good.
Yeah,
move.
you know, maybe once, but after that.
Yep.
All right, here's a puppet in the woods.
A puppet in the woods.
And Jen's going off on his own, and it's his first time going to be alone. And these are also like these little puppets that are like almost like sea urchins, but on land, but with floppy fingers, and they just kind of like go across the ground and stuff. But you can see that, I mean, they did a good job, but you know that basically the way they did that is behind these different rock formations. There's people that are moving these things around, but the rock formations hide the people. But the perspective and the shots are good in that it almost looks like this is a consistent rock face, and you don't imagine, you know, that there's like places where people could be standing behind it. So they did a good job with kind of like a bit of illusion there. And there's our guy just kind of walking around, and he sees all these things around. I caught a little bit of their puppet. I mean, some of these things are just flashes, like they do it quickly so you don't stare at it too long to like I guess dissect it with your mind and lose the suspension of disbelief, because you know, they kind of move the puppets up real quickly, like scurrying around and stuff. And then eventually he's in these vines, and these vines catch hold of him, and they yank him up, and he gets hoisted up, and he's trapped in these vines, wondering what the heck's going on here. And then there's a hand there holding an eye, and so this hand-eye thing is a little bit off-putting, but you hear this muttering sound, and it happens to be this lady. And basically, she speaks partially in a different language, made up language, and partially in English. And he's like, what the, it's like a gelfling? I thought the Garfin destroyed all the gelfling. Those are the big old insect bug guys that we saw. And supposedly, all the gelflings were gone, killed off by the henchmen of the Skeksis. But this guy looks like a gelfling. He quacks like a gelfling. He walks like a gelfling. Might be a gelfling. Mike, it sounds like you just come up with some revelation there.
He has.
I came up with a revelation.
Yeah.
Oh, that.
No, just sound you were making is kind of like,
shoot, I didn't put myself on.
Oh, don't worry.
I was replying back to Kyle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was asking me, or the flute wizard. But yeah, I was typing. I forgot to put myself on mute.
Yeah, if you want, you could forward him my email and stuff so he could check out the channel, and also if you forward him my email, we could get him set up so that he's a speaker and I can arrange the scenes.
Yeah.
I think the scene arranging is going better, although I'm noticing my right side border is thicker than my left side border. I'm gonna have to work on that. All right, so anyway, back to the movie. There's a command and the vines just kind of lift up and go away. The vines are kind of like hiding her little cave here, and she heads on into the cave, and Jen follows her. Because because he said he's looking for Ogra, and she seems to be a pretty good candidate for being Ogra. Here we go. Clip 5. This is a good point in the score here, because we'll find out that Ogra has a magic machine in here. We'll be able to see clips of that as we go through this. Let's see here. Play. Okay. Gotcha. Take the condom off a bit. Now, this is something obviously they built, and it's a working thing. It's not CGI, folks. And you see the score kind of gives you that, film score expression of wonderment and beauty. And really, this is a beautiful device because this is an actual functioning thing. It's not an animation. And so people had to build this. And so I'm going to play a little bit more here. Alrighty then. So pretty cool device. That was a lot of effort put into the making of this movie. And as we go on with our slides, there's another shot of the gizmo. Basically, Ogra explains that this tracks everything in the universe. I guess their universe has fewer things than ours, because otherwise we would see billions and billions and billions of things. But instead of that, you could probably count these pretty easily. So anyway, suns, moons, stars, and planets are represented in this thing. And I believe she does mention the conjunction, and the conjunction signifies an ending or a beginning. Same thing, she says, either way it's change. So there's a change coming. And interestingly, it's almost like 2012, when changes were supposed to occur then. It was, I think, a little more gradual, those changes. The coming forth of Clown World and the insanity we are in today. But anyway, here's some upper view of her place there. But I mean, just the work and effort that went into building all this and to have it function and to move and things like that. It's like, wow. Wow, wow, wow. But anyway, he says that I've come looking for a shard, and she's like, "Oh, I got shards," and dumps them on the ground. What shard are you looking for? But it's more of a test to see what he does, and he has to think, all right, well, how do I know which shard is the one that I need? And let's see, is it lighting up there? No, he has a memory. He remembers the mystics and how they used to chant. And so he decides to play his flute, basically playing a tone on the flute. And one of the crystal shards does resonate with the frequency of that flute. Resonance. This is another aspect of this that I think you were talking about earlier, Liza, with the harp and the music of the spheres having a lot to do with frequency and harmonic relationships between frequencies. And here, I guess it would be a frequency of sound that resonates what would you say, whatever material this shard is made out of, and it resonates in harmony with it, glows, and suddenly you know which shard to pick. Kind of like playing the right note. Well, okay, I'll just leave that hanging out there.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello? Yes, I can.
Okay, you could hear me this time. No, it would have
Was I
been
talking over you for a while or something?
yes,
Oh, shit.
but
But I have the door open. I'm supposed to be able to hear you. Like I
I
hear
don't
you through
speak
the
very
door now.
loud. Yeah, well,
Oh, man.
I have to speak in my higher pitch voice, but that would annoy people for a while. But in any case, it would have been nice to I mean, it would have been so cool to have one of my professors in this stream. I mean, he loved the dark crystal, and he made so many connections. Um, well, he exposed all the things that inspired the movie makers, all the philosophy that inspired this movie. So
Yeah.
would have been cool. Would have been cool. I remember the lecture where he included this movie, and I can't I mean I can't reproduce that lecture, but would have been cool to have him here. In any case,
Yes, it would have. But yeah, I heard you tell me the story about that, and like a lot of the students there, like this is in college, an aesthetics course,
many years ago.
and and she noticed that I had the Dark Crystal in my DVD collection. She's like, "Oh my god," because it kind of freaked her out, that presentation, because here he is completely talking seriously, and he's playing this movie where most of the time the sound you're hearing is this.
Well, what
You know.
what threw students off in the class, like I said before, were the Muppets. I'm like, when that happens, it takes you out of what's happening in the film. They could have done with a little less of that type of voice acting, but in any case, I mean, it's a beautiful movie.
Yeah, maybe.
And it is an inspired movie, and I was telling Scott Hovitt in the chat, this movie represents many of the muses.
Mm-hmm.
There were sculptors in this, obviously musicians, so many things.
Mm-hmm. And so we press onward here. And as soon as they make that discovery,
Yes.
then we get some more invading. We got Garfins invading, and oh well, no, wait a minute, not just yet, not just yet. No, this is the point where he realizes this is the shard that I should have, I guess, just destiny, and she says, "But do you know what to do with it?" And he's like, "No." And what to do with the shard? And it's at that moment that the Garfins start breaking scenery and everything, and they're exploding in. And there's some good music in this section, so we're going to play that. So here we go. Let's load up. This is our final clip. This is our grand finale of this strange and bizarre evening, but a good one. We have the flute wizard coming. And so let's start without the condom on, and then I'll pop it on. Basically, Jen is able to escape by getting on that great big machine and getting out of a broken window, I guess. Now he's outside. But don't worry, she's not burning. The Garfin took her. And there's our Chamberlain. The Chamberlain is out there, and we see Ogress Place getting burned. But she was taken prisoner. Jen's got the shard, but he's out in the wilderness now, and he doesn't know what to do with it. And the Chamberlain is just creeping around, going and whimpering again. So that's where we are going to leave it for this week.
All right.
Leave it, huh?
Yep, we're going to leave it for this week. And if the Flute Wizard wants to do next week, we'll do the Flute Wizard and we'll finish Dark Crystal after.
Well, I've been digressing back and forth with him. We haven't got a particular Sunday, but anyway, I have his email that I can send to you. But as soon as I get a Sunday, I'll let you know.
All right. Well, I mean, you can just email us both, and that way we'll both have each other's email.
There you go. That'll work. That'll work too.
All righty. So it looks
and I'm working on Adrian Blue too, so we'll see.
Nice,
really?
Mike.
I actually sent I don't know where it'll go, but I actually got on his website and sent him an email. Whether he gets it or someone else, or whether they go, who is this guy? I tried.
You never
know? The channel will be like, what, the Dark Crystal? Who are these people?
Yeah, exactly.
Aww.
No, I told him we do different things, so we're branching off. Who knows what we'll do next?
Yes,
exactly. You don't know what to expect.
I mean, one week it's Monty Python, the next week it's Lady Hawk. Who knows?
Yeah, we're like the Spanish Inquisition.
Monty Python people learned a lot about medieval instruments.
They did. Yeah, they did. And well, Lady Hawk. Well,
Oh, Scott, it's Liza with a Z, like Liza Minnelli.
There you go. Sorry, I haven't been on the chat much. I've been digressing with Kyle on
you've
the
been doing
side.
great works.
So
Yes. Mike
I might
should
have
be
to get
on.
I might have to get my name as like producer or something. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes. No. No. Yeah. Yeah. Mike.
Dun, dun, dun,
Booking
dun.
agent.
The Hawk needs to be our booking agent. So.
Well, we'll see, but got to get us up to 1,000 there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'll just kind of follow along in the shadows and creep up behind you there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We'll get there somehow, some way.
We
Thank you,
shall.
Scott.
All right. Thank you, Scott, for hanging out with us tonight. I realized from
Always a
Brown's chat, which also had fewer people and everything. Yeah, this Sunday is one of those days where there's less people in Streamland. But thanks for everyone that joined us, and for everyone that's catching us on the Rewind. We are Sunday nights at 7:15 p.m. Well, between 7:15 and 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. And that's when we do live. It'd be great if you could catch us live. If not, we do appreciate you catching us on the Rewind.
There you go.
Leave a comment. Let us know what you think. If there's things you'd like us to be encountering,
Cheers.
it's got to be somewhat music related or arts related, but there's definitely
Or
needs to be
cat
music
related.
involved. Or what related?
Cat related.
Cat related. Yeah.
Cat related for sure. We love our cats here. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, folks. So thank you for joining us. I think we're going to call it an evening right here. And I am going to play us the short outro this week because I think we deserve it.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
8:56. We are now leaving the air.